I thought about doing this. I went back and forth on it. I had my doubts, but it. Let's do it. Using the internet without using a VPN is like walking down the street with all of your personal information written right on your shirt. A VPN takes your internet connection and it hides it from the rest of the world, so you can go on public Wi-Fi or even your own internet knowing that you're completely safe. Surfshark is the best VPN out there. What can I tell you about Surfshark? Well, it's fast and easy to use as you connect to a server that offers the best speed by default. What you can actually do is hop around to different countries and even open up different Netflix or streaming libraries based on what that country shows. People at Surfshark care about your security so much that they created a VPN app that secures your data with industry-leading measures by using uncrackable encryption and the most secure VPN protocols. It provides IP and DNS leak protection so that nobody can find where you're connecting from. As a world traveler, you might use Surfshark VPN to overcome location-based price discrimination on plane tickets and car rentals by connecting to VPN servers in different countries. Go to surfshark.com/Lawai86 to get 4 extra months. That's surfshark.com/Lawai86 to protect your online privacy today. I'm one of the first China YouTubers. I lived in China for a decade. I learned Chinese, I bought a house, I settled down, I rode for years on a motorcycle with my buddy Serpent ZA across the entire country, exploring and uncovering the China that you don't get to see on China's propaganda. I even made 2 TV shows about it. Well, let's just say things took a dark turn politically and I fled China with my family and decided to speak out against the Chinese government because of what I had been witnessing. In that time, my audience grew, and so did my sense of justice. I covered the uprising of Hong Kongers against Beijing's takeover of their territory. I was one of the main voices who discovered the origin of COVID. I found evidence of DNA bioweapons planned by the PLA. I covered the floods that China said claimed dozens of lives, but actually killed countless thousands. I covered China's TikTok propaganda campaign aimed at poisoning the minds of Americans for years. I covered the student uprisings that spread across China, demanding justice before being brutally silenced. I covered the Uyghur genocide and the countless victims of China's malicious concentration camps. I covered how China partnered with Russia to help with the Ukraine invasion. I covered the hacks that China committed against my country and its people. I covered the secret Chinese police stations tasked with hurting people like me in the USA. I was then attacked for speaking out. China paid people to go after me. China has tried time and time again to destroy my life and the life of my coworker. And yet I persist because the Chinese government is bad. It's just bad. It's what I believe to be the single worst force on Earth today. Now here's the deal. I have 180 million views. I have 1 million subscribers. I am one of the biggest voices that speaks out against the Chinese government, and I am one of the biggest voices in regards to China on the English-speaking internet, period. I have a very amazing audience that believes in right and wrong. I get views on my content because you deserve to see what's really happening behind what China's trying to cover up. This isn't about me. This is about the future of our world. This is the future of our freedom. This is the future freedom of Chinese people. I put in the work and I put everything on the line to tell you the truth. So maybe you can tell me why you're not seeing my videos anymore. Certainly, in a world where China is discussed more than ever, one of the biggest and most popular YouTubers would show up on your feed talking about the topic that you care enough about to watch videos about it. Right at the time of the US election, YouTube pulled the plug on my channel. The way that people get views on YouTube is YouTube actually recommends videos to them. Like when you open up your feed, you'll see a video from someone that you probably want to watch. Overnight, they stopped recommending my videos to people in my own audience. People came out en masse to tell me that they don't get recommended or notified of my videos anymore. And it all happened again right after the election. I have no idea why. My views went down by 5 to 10-fold overnight. And that's not organic. YouTube likes to tell creators like myself that, oh, there's just not any interest anymore, but that doesn't happen over the span of one day. In fact, what is happening in my audience is that people are now getting recommended pro-Chinese government content right now. There are thousands of videos in support of the Chinese government. Uyghur genocide denial, you name it, it's out there. It's getting pushed like crazy. The Chinese government is throwing insane amounts of money at this right now to drown out people like myself and promote pro-China content. I mean, look what happens when you search for one of my channels, China Fact Chasers. It'll feed you a sponsored ad for a YouTube video that's being paid for to be promoted to my audience. It's not just travel stuff either. It's pro-Chinese government videos as well. But that doesn't paint the whole picture. It's not just because there's tons of pro-China videos that you're not seeing my videos. No. YouTube has absolutely blacklisted me. I get the feeling that someone at YouTube probably has been tasked with blacklisting anti-CCP content and channels like mine because of this. In fact, let me prove it to you. If you search China on YouTube and you use an incognito window and you even hop around to different servers on your VPN, you're gonna notice something. My content doesn't come up at all. Not once. In 500 plus results, my videos do not exist. Don't you think that one of the biggest YouTubers that covers China with over 1 million subscribers and 180 million views would come up? It's literally all I cover, and it's very relevant videos and topics that I make about China that should be populating these search results. Not only does pro-CCP videos show up hundreds of times in these results, straight up propaganda, older CCP propaganda videos that are not even currently relevant anymore show up. China travel content shows up out the wazoo, but also videos with 0 views. YouTube says their algorithm in search is based on competition. Okay, YouTube, I'll play devil's advocate. I'll believe you for a second, but are you really trying to tell me that I'm less relevant than videos about China with no views, 0 views? Before the election, I made a video with over 1 million views. Where's that in the search results? Where's my recent content? Certainly, my China content with hundreds of thousands of views is more relevant than videos about China with no views. I'll make this even scarier. What if I told you that not only is YouTube not showing anti-CCP content, what if I told you they were promoting anti-America content? Let's look at my buddy SerpentZA. He's been doing really well on his channel. Wait a minute though, he wasn't until very recently. YouTube actually killed his channel at the exact same time that they killed mine. How did he manage to pull out of this horrible situation? Well, do you know how we did it? We came up with an experiment. We thought of something. What if on the SerpentZA channel, his channel, we made videos that were anti-CCP but looked like anti-America content? We unleashed this experiment and were not too pleased with the results. When he made videos that looked like pro-China and anti-US content, the views went up 5 times. 5 times the views. In fact, exactly the amount of views that we lost after the election. And look, when you do a YouTube search for China, only his anti-America looking content comes up in the search, not his anti-CCP content. In fact, anti-America, pro-China government channels are absolutely cleaning up right now across the board. So I want to ask you, YouTube, are you being honest? 2 of the biggest YouTubers with China as the topic of their content, and only anti-USA videos show up on search results with hundreds of other pro-CCP videos? Are you being truthful here? Is that organic? In fact, we spoke to China Uncensored, another anti-CCP channel, and they suffered in a very similar way to us. There is absolutely, positively something going wrong. Did some Silicon Valley tech bros make a deal with China and pull the strings in the background? Is something happening at Google? Was there a political calculation made? We know that China is throwing billions of dollars at search engine optimization and pro-China, pro-CCP content. But that doesn't explain why I cannot compete in search results with videos with no views. Dear YouTube, take the gag order off my channel, off Serpent off anyone that criticizes the CCP, and stop helping them. You're helping the Chinese government straight up attack Americans with propaganda from China and stifling the much needed critical voices that speak the truth against the Chinese government. Also, stop promoting anti-America content while hiding the negative content about China. Let's even the playing field, okay? Since China has unleashed utter warfare against the US, content creators that are critical of the Chinese government have noticed something really horrible. And I think this started with this TikTok ban drama. This caused a tidal wave of Americans to be pushed into other Chinese apps that are being sanitized, censored, and fully controlled by the Chinese government, like RedNote or Xiaohongshu. And this was followed up by China's dumping and promotion of DeepSeek AI, which upended the US economy for a short time, not to mention China hacking our treasury, our citizens, and our American infrastructure with the intent to destroy it and destroy us. China has shown its true colors, and it's time for tech companies, government, and people to do something about this. In this unfair downturn, please consider sharing this or watching some of my other videos in support, but the best way to support me is to join Patreon at patreon.com/advpodcasts. You're not just gonna support me there. I actually have a secret show with Winston over on Serpent called Xiaban Ho, which actually means after work. It's a secret show that you can only see if you sign up there. And it's probably the most fun and impactful thing that me and Winston do together. Don't forget to check out our podcast, The China Show, where we cover all of the news and current events that are happening in China every single week. Make sure you follow us over there as well. Thank you very much, and I'll catch you on the next one.